I do have notes, and I don't know how to follow her. That was very well done. Well done. Thank you so much. So, yes, I am Kim Searles with Beneficent. And so I'm going to be talking today about helping caregivers and families learn how to pay for long-term care without going broke. Isn't that everyone's concern? Finances? Like, how are we going to pay for all that? So I want to ask you a question. Are you a caregiver? By show of hands, how many caregivers do we have here? Okay. Here. So before we begin, I want you to take a moment and think about that person. And maybe it's you. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a family member that you're taking care of. So caregiving, it is one of the greatest acts of love, but it's also one of the hardest jobs, right? So trying to balance work, family, finances can feel so overwhelming and stressful, and often you have little or no support. So I want to share with you my caregiving journey. So I just know it all too well. So I was a caregiver for my mother, and it was an honor, but it was also a challenge. When you hear the word cancer, life changes instantly. I remember sitting in the doctor's office and thinking, and hearing that word, and just feeling like life is just stopped. But the thing is life didn't stop. Bills did not stop. My responsibilities didn't stop. And things kept running through my mind. How are we going to pay for this without depleting all my mother's money? Are there any programs out there to help pay for care? And the hardest part is nobody really had the answers. But the truth is, my story is not unique. There are caregivers in this room. There are many caregivers and family members that are struggling, that have challenges every single day that are very similar to what I was going through. Yeah. So let's talk about one of the problems. Financial misunderstandings. The fear of having too much. Many seniors and disabled adults delay or never apply for long-term care Medicaid because they believe they make too much. They're told you need to spend down. How many people have heard spend down before? Yeah. And you need to deplete all of your savings. Another problem is the cost of care. We're seeing it all the time, right? The cost of care is rising all the time. How are you going to pay for that? Or there's not enough care. When families finally find support, it's usually less than what they truly need. And another thing is caregiving. One person, they just can't do it all, right? And also the application process to apply to get help, it's just too overwhelming. It's too complicated. People don't know how to deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. I want to talk about some of the common myths because they're said over and over again. So myth. We make too much. We have too much in savings. Fact. You can still qualify even if you have $100,000 or more in savings. Myth. You have to sell your home to qualify. Fact. You can keep your home and still get benefits. Myth. You can't get help until you spend down everything. Fact. That's not true. With the right planning, you can preserve what you've worked so hard for and get your care paid for. So let me introduce you to a company called Beneficent. Everybody say Beneficent.
Beneficent.
Okay, it is an old word and it means doing good for others. And that's exactly what we're doing, is doing good for others. So Beneficent serves the entire state of Colorado. They are certified Medicaid planners who help families to protect what matters most. They teach families how to pay for long-term care without going broke. So let's talk about the outcome when you consult and work with a certified Medicaid planner. They're also known as the CMPs, okay, a CMP. They're specialists that help navigate Medicaid, the long-term care Medicaid. They help families to protect assets and get approved. They handle the application process from the start all the way through to the finish, to approval. They have a 100% success rate for final outcome with their clients to get qualified. So think about that. There's a lot of people that are going without care because they think that they would not qualify. And yet Beneficent has a 100% success rate. Let me share with you a family story. So a widow in Denver, she's told that she has to spend down $80,000 before she can qualify. Beneficent guided her through the whole process. So her husband's care was approved, and the applicant's family was able to keep her home, her savings, right? This is the thing that a lot of families are asking the wrong question. So they get the wrong answer. They ask, do I qualify? And usually the answer is no. But with Beneficent, they're asking a different question. Beneficent is asking, how can this person qualify while still preserving savings, homes? People have timeshares. I mean, the list goes on and on what people have in their financial portfolio, right? But the answer is yes. You can have both and still get care paid for. Beneficent helps you to preserve your home and your savings, navigate the complex rules with ease, gain peace of mind knowing that care is going to be covered. It's a gift for families. Get compassionate, knowledgeable guidance. So I encourage you to take the next step with me. And that is, our website is www.doinggoodforothers.com. Isn't that convenient, since that's what the word beneficent means?
Nice.
So, or you can go on there and look at the website, or what you can also do is call and talk to a human being, ask questions, get guidance. You really don't have to do this alone. Caregivers, they give so much, but it's your turn to receive support. Help is available, and you can protect what matters most. I mean, I want to thank you for the care and the compassion and the love that you give every day, because it's not easy to be a caregiver. On your tables, there are flyers that look like this. I want you to look at it with me, and if you're joining us online today, You can go to the website and look at this information. But it talks about, so what is covered through the long-term care program? So it says here that it covers non-medical home care. So if your loved one wants to stay at home as long as they possibly can, that is an option. There's also, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's a new program for the state of Colorado. State of Colorado is the second state to come on board with a new program called CFC, Community First Choice. Do you know that this new program can allow for someone to stay at home and receive up to 16 hours a day in non-medical home care? That is life-changing for families, right? For this program, they would need to be at a skilled level of needing care, right? But it would allow that person to stay home longer. So it covers the non-medical if you want to stay home. Otherwise, it would cover assisted living, full skill care, memory care, or even adult daycare. All of those programs can be so costly for families. And if we can help you with the journey of trying to figure out how to protect what matters most and help you to be able to get care for your loved one. You know, I wish that I knew about Beneficent back when I was a caregiver for my mother. I think I would have been able to spend more quality time with my mom instead of trying to be a caregiver and a daughter. If you know of someone that needs care, let us help you with the journey. Thank you so much.